All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Premier Women's Rodeo Wednesday. It is officially April Fool's, which
It
is
is
crazy.
April
I know, and I
Fool's.
don't think
Don't
we're
get
fooling anybody
fooled.
because we have
We're
lots of
not
great
fooling
news.
anyone.
No, we are not fooling anybody today. It is officially April the 1st, 2026. That means we are like 8 days away from actually, it's 11 days away from the end of the segment. 2026 is, for the ladies who are nominating, is coming to an end. But the exciting part is there's so much great stuff happening. We have two amazing guests today. But first, good morning, everybody.
Good
Good
morning.
Good
morning.
morning.
So, like I said, we have two amazing guests with Sammy Joe and I today. Guest number one, Miss Cheryl Cody, the co-founder of Reigning in Cancer, and inductee to the National Reigning Cow Horse Hall of Fame and the Cowgirl Hall of Fame and Museum. Miss Cheryl, thank you for joining us this morning. And the best news that came out yesterday was Run for a Million, that you are the general manager of, is officially having an amazing breakaway jackpot.
We are so excited about that, and the response has been just through the roof already. We have a really unique audience for that show, which actually tickets go on sale. It's been a crazy week. Tickets go on sale today for that thing, and they generally sell out within the first hour. And
Wow.
it's just crazy. But it's such a diverse group. We have people that have um, a more Western background, but so many of them are either just horse show or they've been attracted to the TV show, The Last Cowboy. And they are so excited about, everybody across the board is excited. If they know the world, they're excited. If they don't know it, they're like, wow, this is great. So we've been really kind of blown away with the response we've got. And Taylor Sheridan called me about 9 o'clock last night, and he says, wow, people are excited about this breakaway. And I'm like, yeah,
Yay. That's so
we're
awesome.
excited.
Well, we are too. And our other special guest this morning is Carson Wolf, the general manager of Cinch Breakaway. Good morning, Carson. Thank you for joining
Jason.
us. Oh, I'm sorry, Kaysen. Sorry. Too many things going on in my brain this morning. But Kaysen, thank you for joining us. And you have some cool stuff happening coming up in 10 days or so, right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me on. Our finale is coming up in 10 days in Oklahoma City. So we're running and getting prepared for that. Excited for a really great event. But thank you so much for having me on today.
And
Yes.
Lindsay, before we jump into all things Run for a Million and Cinch Breakaway, I have to chime in. Sorry, Director of Ops. We have some housekeeping. Ladies, April 12th is the cutoff to nominate and get your points to qualify on the leaderboard for the PWR Championship. So now's the time. If you want that complimentary entry fee into our championship, nominate your events. Cinch Breakaway is a fast track qualifier. It's a great one to go to and nominate. We've got the Barrel Bash this weekend. A lot of huge events still that you can go to and nominate. So don't forget. And if you haven't got your card yet, that's okay. It's not too late. You can get your card, you can nominate, you can qualify to come compete. And then, secondly, if you've been warming up your vocal cords, the American Hat national anthem auditions close this Friday. So if you would like to sing the national anthem at the PWR Championship, all you have to do is submit a link on YouTube, wherever your audition video is, submit that link to us. We'll be reviewing those and announcing who we select next week. So that is the
Lots of
PWR
things happening.
housekeeping, Lindsay. Sorry, I had to do it.
Lots of things happening. No, it's great because I get a little ahead of schedule sometimes. But there is so much great stuff happening. And let's kind of dig down, Cheryl, a little bit into this Run for a Million, and kind of share the milestones that have happened since its inception. Since it's happened, how much money has been paid out, and tell us a little bit more, if on the rodeo audience side, if they don't know exactly what Run for a Million is.
Run for the Million was the brainchild of a guy named Taylor Sheridan, who has kind of rocked all of our worlds in the past few years as far as becoming involved and really bringing a focus on Western performance events. And the thing that a lot of people may or may not know is that, good heavens, 25 years ago, Taylor was that guy that was coming to the
that is the PWR.
coming to the NRHA futurity, for example, and riding a horse and just loving to be able to show and become a part of it. And when he became successful, his passion was to create an event that really separated, that really celebrated the Western performance events, the Western performance lifestyle. And he started with this Run for the Million. And honestly, it's just gotten a life of its own. It has, in the beginning, it was the reining, then, reining and cutting and cow horse. And there's big money up. And in the reining, there's $1 million at stake for the show. In the cutting and the cow horse, 250,000 each. And we have a fun thing as Taylor educates me to his mindset. I'm like that person. I've managed shows for so long. I'm like, well, I want to be in the black. And he goes, that's fine. You can make money, but we're going to put it back in and just add more. He just wants to give back to the industry. This is not something that he makes his living on. This is something that he kind of lives his passion with. So his goal is eventually to have everybody in $1 million,
I love that.
And I wouldn't bet against him. He's got a pretty good track record.
Yes, he does have a track record. Sammy Joe, she texted me this weekend. She says, everything okay? And I said, yeah, I'm just consumed by the Madison show right now. I can't even focus on anything else. She's like, are you okay? Because we kind of gossip back and forth kind of all weekend and say what's going on with the kiddos and everything. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just consumed right now with this new Taylor Sheridan show. So really, when you I know that you have a rodeo background. I know that you were a competitor as well. And so, women in rodeo is kind of near and dear to your heart. Why? I mean, I know that there's been some excitement behind breakaway roping in the last, 5 or 6 years, but why did you decide to really push this?
That it was more than anything. I think I got inducted into the National Cowgirl Hall of Fame last year, and I saw all these people that I used to rodeo with back in the days. That it was the PWRA was a part of the WPRA, and that was the all women's rodeos, and we loved them. We went and all the time. We were on the road, and for a ridiculously small amount of money. I mean, if you won, you might pay for your fuel and everything to get there. But we were just, we all just loved it so much. And so as part of that process, I got to see a lot of people that I hadn't seen in 20 or 30 years. And it really, I don't know, it gelled from there. I remembered how wonderful that was and what a great group of people and everything. And I was trying to think of something that would really resonate with the Run for the Million, and it was there. I'm thinking, it's right in front of me. It's kind of part of my past. I love it, and so that's kind of how it worked out. And I went to Taylor and I said, "Now don't say no before you let me explain this."
Yeah.
and wonder, it was great that he thought it was a really good idea too. So
Well, that's
so we've gone
fantastic.
forward.
I know that when our amazing fairy godmother Pam Minnick called and said, "Hey, we have this woman that we need you to talk. I want you to talk to because they're thinking about having a breakaway." She didn't, typical Pam. She gives you like the crumb and then like kind of sets the seed and then goes ahead and lets it cultivate. I mean, she's just a craftsman when it comes to helping build relationships in the industry. And so shout out to Pam for kind of making this all happen. So when you decided that we were going to do this this amazing 50,000 breakaway showcase, you kind of told us that you wanted to make sure that we had the most elite ladies. So when we talked about kind of how we were going to have the format for everybody to come in, taking the world champions from the WPRA, taking world champions from the PWR, our current leader number ones, and then you were very adamant about having that qualifier series. Tell me more about the mindset of allowing that qualifier to come in.
One of we just actually last weekend finished the qualifier for the reining. And that is such a big deal. It's a career making thing in that world now to qualify. And the fun part is that when you allow that process, there's always somebody that qualifies that has the best day of their life, and it changes their life, their whole career and everything. It's something very big for them to qualify. And I love that process. I love that we reward people who have already gained prominence, but we also reserve a spot for people who have an opportunity to have that one moment in time and to make it and get to go.
Yeah, it's so special because a lot of times, especially in the rodeo industry, they only take the top 25, top 30 in the world, and so it kind of reminds me of our format at Women's, where we allow kind of that inclusive environment that if you kind of earn your way to the top through the classifications, and you can still have that chance at big money at the end. So I think that it just follows suit for sure. So you said that tickets go on sale today?
Today, yes.
Are they sold out already?
Well, they're not sold out because they haven't started yet.
Okay.
We're in Central Time right here, so they start at noon Central Time, which is all those other times.
Right. Yep.
10 o'clock Pacific, all of that. I'm adding and subtracting times all the time, but the tickets do go on sale today.
Go ahead, Sammy Joe.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I think, so if you're brand new, if you haven't read the press release, which check out the runformillion.com, all the details are there, but there will be 20 total breakaway ropers competing in this $50,000 added showcase happening August 14th at the South Point Hotel and Casino during the Run for a Million. So if you missed that, that's what we're here talking about. There will be invites. So we already know one competitor, Taylor Munsell. Congratulations, 2025 WPRA World Champion. And then the world champions coming out of our PWR championship. So Pro World Champ, Challenger, and Limited World Champ will all get invites to compete, as well as our event champion. And then we will also, if you are nominating, so April 13th, our PWR leaderboard opens for W27. We are going to take leaderboard number 1 in the Pro, Challenger, and Limited as of June 14th. So that's all broken down. But also, 12 contestants will come in from qualifiers. So if you on May 10th, mark your calendars, May 10th, Hamilton, Texas, you are going to want to come to the PWR Last Chance qualifier and enter the Run for a Millions qualifier. So we'll explain, entries will be in Next Gen. Those will open. Let me get my notes open, Lindsay. So April 13th is when those qualifier entries will open in Next Gen for the Last Chance. We will take a total of 10 contestants from that Last Chance qualifier May 10th in Hamilton. And then we will take 2 contestants from the 3-head aggregate at the PWR Championship. And those qualifier entries will be open in Next Gen on April 24th. So we'll send all that info out, but just wanted to break down, if you're asking, how in the world do I get there? How do I compete? That is
I had a great conversation, Cheryl, yesterday with Jackie Crawford, and I said, "Did you see it?" I called her, and she goes, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "Go on Facebook." And she goes on there, and she's like, "Oh my God," and screaming. She's like, "How do I get there? How do I get there?" And I said, there's, if you want to guarantee your spot, you either have to be the world champ for 26 or the 27 current leaderboard number 1. But I said you need to go to the Last Chance qualifier and enter their qualifier side pot, and that's your kind of highest chance. So everybody, even though it's the Last Chance qualifier, it is open to all women who want to enter the Last Chance qualifier, and this is your shot to make it to the Run for a Million. So you want to be in Hamilton, Texas on the 10th at that qualifier, and make sure that you go on to Next Gen, enter the Run for a Million side pot, and earn your way all the way to Las Vegas. So we're so excited about this, Cheryl. And is there anything you want to add about the event, about this partnership? I know in my quote, and I say it a lot, is that if the industry works together, we're only going to grow together. And I think this is just a prime example of, that bonding in horse, and the love for the horse, right? I mean, we're in the year of the horse, the love for the horse to help grow the industry. But kind of last words with you.
Well, my last words would be to your people that are watching, and they need to know how hard the two of you work to create great things for them. Because when I came with this idea, obviously I'm just a little late getting everything put together, and you guys jumped on board, and it's been a whirlwind with you two and me and Savannah Magato, just getting everything worked out, everything done. And I love the enthusiasm and that you guys have, and you've shown for, hey, this is something great that we can do together. And also, I love that passion that we all have for women competing in rodeo events, and so I'm very excited, and I appreciate you two so much for the part you played.
Well, I hope that everybody, when they come to our event on May 14th and 15th, they come and find you and thank you for all your hard work, because I am so excited to see, just to bring you back to your element at the championship, and see the women getting on bulls and ranch broncs, and having the goat tying and the team roping. And I hope it brings back that like kind of warm and fuzzy nostalgia feeling in your heart from back when you used to go to the all.
On my calendar, I'm
Yay.
way.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, I've had a lot of, it's funny, generationally, I was, when the PWR was still, or the women's rodeos that you went to were still kind of going when I was, finishing my college career, and I went to a few of them. But the generation before me, I've had a lot of those ladies stop me kind of in my travels and just thank you so much for just bringing it back. And I always tell them about Grandpa used to put all girl road. I mean, that's what we called them, all girl rodeos on in California in the state fair, and Jan Yearing getting on bareback horses, and the girls roping calves and legging them down. And I remember all of those things. And it's so fun to have you ladies see what we're doing, and kind of appreciate how we're trying to have that sister, because you're the bonds that you guys have, I feel like, is like when you and Pam, and your bond is so just insanely strong that it just excites me that we can maybe bring that back for the next generation.
It really was a bond. I can remember they used to have an all-girl rodeo at Eminence, Missouri, and it was a 2-day. And the first night, we'd rodeo. The next day, we'd all float down the river, when we were on these rafts. And you put a bunch of competitors together while we're racing each other on the river and flipping over, and then you wave at the one that flipped over, and then a few minutes later you flip over and they come by and wave at you. And it was just that kind of fun to be part of that. And I hope that that bond continues with women that are involved this way, and it seems like you guys are really helping that.
Well, Miss Cheryl, thank you so much. Hall of Famer in not only the reigning cow horse, but the Cowgirl National Hall of Fame, the brain behind the Run for a Million. We appreciate everything that you've done to help support PWR, and we are so excited. I mean, I know you're excited, but we are like beyond excited. The girls are excited for a $50,000 purse at the Run for a Million in Las Vegas, South Point. So make sure everybody hits that last chance qualifier.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cheryl.
All right.
Now, Lindsay,
That was so
it's time to
fun.
transition. We're going to bring Kason and Hattie. Hattie's in here.
Hi, here. Hi.
I got a text that I needed to put my 6-week-old baby down and hop in for a second.
Yes.
Hey.
You guys did just have a baby. How are you sleeping?
Yes. We
I sleep great.
I'm looking for a concealer sponsor, like good concealer makes it happen around here right now. So
Jason, you'll love this. When I had our second baby, it was like kind of a chaos. And Wade, my husband's like, God, that was really hard on me. I'm like, really? That's such a dad thing to say. It just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, I sleep fantastic. Everything's good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the BRC is like a baby, so I'm giving him a little bit of credit. Like,
There
it's
you
okay.
go.
I
Well,
understand. Our finale is coming up, and he's been like carrying that load. So I'm like,
I had a lot of respect for her with one baby. When you get to two babies, it's a
it's a
lot. But
lot.
I still sleep good, so I'm proud of her that she handles the load.
It's funny you just get to where you just know how to run on empty. But you're
yeah,
not empty. You know you're still going. If you tried to lay down and take a nap, you can't. But that's
it's
just part of
so
life.
true. Like all of a sudden, you just like have what you need, and you're like, how is this happening?
Yes. Well, thank you both so much for joining us. What a whirlwind year for you guys. Tell us about how Cinch Breakaway is going, and your finals is coming up April 10th through the 12th. So let's talk Cinch Breakaway.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us on. It has been a whirlwind. This is year one. I grew up producing events with my parents, put on team ropings. My dad started a sorting association. And so we saw the need for Breakaway to have a rating system. So we jumped in and we're super excited of what we're building. The year one goal was to create our rating system, put on some events, see what was needed, prove the idea of it. And we've been really excited about the feedback that we've gotten, just how the handicap system works. Like one of the highlights is, a number three roping against somebody like Jackie. They get a handicap of 0.4 seconds and they're able to compete on the same level. So some of that feedback has been great. We've put on about 10 events this year, and now we're gearing up for the finale 10 days away. So it's sneaking up on us, but we're super excited about it. There's $150,000 in cash and prizes. We're in Oklahoma City, and we're getting geared up for it.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, what a great thing. I know that just for our ladies, you guys have a number system, so 1 through 6, and we classify the ladies pro, challenger, limited. And I was just kind of looking at it and kind of breaking it down. I would say you're 6, 5, and maybe 4, kind of in the middle would be that pro classification, and then the 3 would be the challengers, and the 1 and 2. Maybe a little bit of the bottom side of the 3 would be in that limited. So I mean, really, we're all following suit and
Yep,
making sure that how. And so I just wanted to kind of, do you see it the same way on how they would kind of fit in that
absolutely.
Pro Challenger Limited?
Yeah, and me and Sammy have talked about that before, of just how it is a really good fit. Like when we had our one in Cheyenne, I think it did fit in really well, and that's why we're really excited to be partnered up with you guys, like at our finale and be in a qualifier event. So I think it does fit well, and we're all after the same goal.
Yeah, for sure. Break down the finals a little bit, and then we'll talk about that fast track. Sammy Joe can break down the fast track for all the ladies, because this is one of the last opportunities for the PWR card holders to have a chance to get one of those spots into our finals. Like we said, you guys start on the 10th and we end on the 12th. So it's right there. I mean, you want to talk about the crunch time. Break down a little bit of kind of what that schedule looks like for your week at the Cinch Breakaway Finals.
Well, firstly, excuse me, I'm kind of like the Sammy Joe. So our pre-entries close today. So we have walk-ups, but you need to go ahead and touch on that, because I want to make sure everybody knows that pre-entries do close today.
Yeah, that's important.
Yes, so we still have walk-up entries till, the books close on the 10th, but definitely getting our pre-entries in is helpful to the whole production. So we're excited to continue on, but go ahead with the schedule.
Yeah, and with the late fee, there's a $50 late fee, but it is a one-time late fee. So if you come and you want to enter 3 or 4 times, you're only getting charged $50. So you're still more than welcome to walk up and enter. On Friday, we have our open and our 5 slide. Our open is a $750 entry fee, and there's 20,000 added to that. Our 5 slide is the same thing, but there's $30,000 added to that. So Friday alone, there's $50,000 added. It's going to be a lot of money paid out. The great one thing that we're really excited about is being in the OG&E Coliseum. Have you guys been there yet?
I haven't been there yet, but Sammy Joe, have you been there?
No, I saw your video that you did in there and it looked super exciting. But
It's
no,
so
I
I
haven't.
know that it's really
Incredible.
nice, but I haven't had a chance to be there yet. But I
Are
know
we
I'll.
the first horse event that's
No,
out
they've
there?
had some events
Okay.
there, but yeah, I was blown away at how nice it is, and that was kind of our goal. Is we want to set the stage at our finale to have a really cool venue. 50,000 added on Friday alone. I'm really excited about Friday. As we move down to Saturday, we have our 5 handicap and our number 3. Those are $500 entry fees. There's $40,000 added that day, and then we round out on Sunday. We have our number 2 on the softer calves, our number 1 Smarty sled roping, and then our youth roping. So it's going to be 3 fun days.
That is awesome. I love the sled ropings as a obviously mom. And I just think it's a great way to continue to grow the sport, and Smarty is such a great tool for all those youngsters to kind of get in there. And just watching Journey and Lydia Townsend's little girl kind of get excited and get entered in those things. It's so fun. I love that part of it, and the growth behind it.
It was such an exciting part when Jackie and Journey did come. Like, it was just absolutely fun to see that your mom and the daughter could rope at the same time, at the same event, and get to enjoy a little bit of a different, venue rather than Jackie just killing it. And so it was just awesome to be in that setting and to see that our concept is, worthy of this. So that was amazing. And I just look forward to that more and more.
Yeah, Sammy Joe, why don't you break down how our partnership with Cinch Breakaway works for the ladies for this fast track qualifier?
Yeah, so if you want to make sure you check out Cinch Breakaway's Facebook, this schedule is posted there, or their website, cinchbreakaway.com. But yeah, we're going to do things a little different. We're going to get this promoted, but instead of normally just one open breakaway, we take a pro, a challenger, and then up to 10 limited. Because Cinch Breakaway offers so many great classes, what we're going to do is take the highest nominated athlete out of the open, out of the 5 handicap, and out of the 3 and the 2. So we'll take 4 total qualifications or spots, fast track spots, to the PWR championship. So if you want to be eligible, it would be a nomination either for the open, the 5 handicap, the 3, or the 2. So
if you're entered in if you're entered in the open and the 5, and because that's my classification, I can nominate twice to try to earn either my spot in the open or my spot in the 5.
Yep, you'll need to nominate each class.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And so everyone that wants to be eligible for that fast track and the points, we're hunting down April 12th is when our leaderboard cuts off. So this is a great event to go to, get nominated, even if you already have a qualification, but you want to be in 1 through 4 on our leaderboard, also gets a seated position to our semifinals. So this is a great event to go to, get some points, stay in the top 20.
Standard points though.
Correct. Standard BRQ points, but expanded to 10. So we'll award points to 10 places in each of these classes.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
And you do that on the BRQ app. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What are you saying?
Oh, I just said sorry. I was catching up with the technology here. We're just excited to have you guys a part of it. It's an incredible opportunity. And I do love that you mentioned how the divisions carry out with our classifications. I think that's a really big point. So we've had some feedback of girls that aren't familiar with the rating system, but it's in the team roping. The range sorting has done it. You can go outside of the Western industry. You see the handicap systems in golfing and pickleball. But no, we're excited to see y'all break it down with the divisions.
Are you guys pickleball players? Are you
I'm
pickleball
telling
players?
you.
Very bad at it, but yes.
Do you go to like a pickleball like community and like do the things,
So,
or do you just
in
play like
Texas,
at the gym?
we have what's called chicken and pickle. So shout out to chicken and pickle. But there's literally, it's like a Top Golf, but pickleball form. So yeah.
I have seen those. They have one of those in Denver.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
That's awesome.
But no, we're excited to see that the divisions carry out in the classifications, and breaking that down for everybody, I think, is super important. So you know that you fit. We want everybody to understand that they're completely welcome. This is not keeping anybody held back or trapped. This is just extending and more of an opportunity out.
Yeah, and I think
absolutely
it is timing is everything. And the theme of, I think, this week's live, Lindsay, is all ships truly do rise on a high tide. And, our partnership with the Run for a Million, bringing you guys on, if we work against each other, we're not helping each other. But if we work together, the industry grows, the opportunities expand and grow. So we are proud to partner with you guys. And ladies, April 10th through the 12th, pre-entries close today. Save some money, get pre-entered. Cinch Breakaway Finals in Oklahoma City. It's the place to be. So
if I walk up, my last time is when books close. If I enter the number 5, and you said there's 30 or 40,000 added there.
So the 5 slide, there's 30,000, and then on Saturday there's 20,000 in the 5 handicap.
Share this.
So if I can drive to Oklahoma City and get entered that day. Books are going to close 30 minutes before the open starts. What are you guys thinking right there?
Yeah, absolutely. 30 minutes before, or at the end of the long round of the previous roping, right? So yeah, if you come on Friday and you're a number 4 or 5, you could rope in the open, you could rope in the 5 slide, you could hang around on Saturday and rope in the 5 handicap too.
Fantastic. And ladies, just to kind of reiterate, 5, 6, and 4-ish numbers in their classification system would be a pro. 3, and maybe a little bit of the 2 would be a challenger, and the 2 and the 1 would be the limited, on how their classifications break down with ours. Give us kind of the last little hoorah and push. Tell me, like, what's the vision for Cinch Breakaway?
Yeah, so year 1 was just kind of to prove the idea, the ratings, get a feel of what it is. Year 2, we got a cool producer rollout that we're gonna come out with, that producers are able to use the rating system. The goal is to track, the contestants and then move them up or down based on their win-loss ratio, based on their catch percentage and their times. So we have a really cool program laid out for 2026 and into 2027. Really excited. We're talking with a bunch of producers. Excited to get them on board. And obviously, the carrot at the end of it is a big finale with a bunch of added money. I think we have even more money added for next year. We're really excited about that. And then also at our BRC finale, we've used it at one event as a trial period, but we are going to use a timing device.
You were holding that out until right now on
We
me?
haven't
What are you
announced it, but
talking
here we
about?
go.
We're at the end of the interview. No
Changes
big deal. We're
everything.
going to use the timing device. Oh,
Yeah.
break that down. I'm sorry. Let's hit on that. We got more time. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I wanted to announce it on here, and I'm really excited about it. We've been working very hard with Farm Tech to create this timing device, and what it is a console that goes on the left side of your saddle. It Velcros on and off really easy. We've kind of played around with that a bunch, but I think we have it nailed down. We'll give you a flag that has a little magnet in the end of it. You tie on just like normal, and then right before you ride in the box, there'll be a judge there that connects your magnet for you. There'll be a green light, so you know it's working. And it's been flawless so far. We've used it at a bunch of times at the house, but then at one event.
The concept's been, with trial and error. We've been using this across our events last year.
Yeah, and I'm super excited about it. I mean, obviously, breakaway roping is the one event where that's probably the most important thing. 1.8 to 2.2 can mean the difference of $20,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've done a lot of trials with it of, using the timing device, but then also doing it by hand. And just the range in there is crazy. I mean, we had 3 girls set up, all trying to time it, and be very precise on what they're doing. And the range was about 0.7 seconds. So
Wow.
Obviously,
if people are understanding, that would be the human error side of the timing, whether it be from the timer or the judge dropping the flag.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Not to do any digs, but we have a perfect picture for all of our promotions that I probably won't be able to use because I won't get past this guy. But there is a flagger who's got his hand up, and the rope is broke off.
Breakaway flags flying through the air, and But I've flagged some ropings, and it's
It's
so
hard.
hard.
It's
You're
hard.
looking at the calf, trying to see if they caught it.
Yeah.
You're trying to flag it right when that flag comes off.
It just, these girls are so fast.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
hard to keep up
But with this, I mean, it really does take out all the human error. You know, the
Yeah.
the eye at the calf starts the time, and then as soon as your flag breaks away, that's when the time should stop. And
So do
it
they
makes
use,
it
is there
precise.
string also or just the magnet?
Yeah, you still tie on just like normal. You
Okay.
use your string, that way your rope's not bouncing around or trying to pull the magnet off. But we made the magnet strong enough to where, you know, it's holding really strong. And then as soon as the string breaks and as soon as that flag pulls that magnet, it stops right away.
Yeah.
So the timer doesn't stop the clock. They just
Yeah.
do a backup time.
The magnet.
The
is
magnet
what stops
pulling
the
away
clock.
from the console, that
Is what
stops the
stops
clock.
it. But
Yeah.
but you're like, if I'm timing the event, am I still backup stop watching it
Yes.
also?
Yeah.
You have a
Okay.
backup timer.
Yeah, we have a backup timer
Yeah.
just in case something goes wrong.
Technology, you never know. But we're gonna have to take PWR out to the arena next time and show y'all how this actually gets on the saddle and maybe do a little trial error with you guys.
Yeah. And so
Yes.
the start time happens with the eyes. And is there still, is it when the barrier is pulled, or is it when the calf starts the eye? Like, say if I'm at a World Series team roping, it's all eyes.
Yeah.
How is the start happening?
So great question. And at our finale in the open and the 5 slide, we'll use a rope barrier in front of the horse, but then an eye barrier for the calf that pulls the pin for the rope barrier, right? And so right at that eye, there's a set of eyes for this timer. So when the calf's nose crosses those eyes, that's when the time starts. That's when the barrier breaks, and then the timing device will stop the time. And then in our 5 handicap and down, we'll use electric eyes all the way around. So an electric eye in
So
front of the horse.
no
electric eye in
barrier,
front of the horse.
no chest line on the
Okay.
horse.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I have a
So
feeling
exciting.
Rosie's gonna be calling you after this, asking you some more questions.
Well,
I love it.
I've had a lot of conversations about this and about human
Mhm.
error, and I've timed rodeos and all the things, and it's hard. And
Mhm.
I mean, it's like you said, flagging a breakaway roping. There's been judges that are like, "Do you know what it's like to flag 200
Yeah.
breakaway ropers?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I actually do. Yeah, it gets a little daunting. I understand it, but there's just a lot of technology that is advancing the sport, and this is just another one. Are you guys timing in tens, hundreds, or thousands? Like, that's another question that I do have.
Mhm.
Hundredths. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's what we've been doing. And
The accuracy too, I want to touch on, because as a competitor myself, it's so important that you know your accuracy, right? And so I'm really excited to see this even evolve to like the practice pin and be
Mhm.
helpful to other competitors. Just really dial in on what they're actually achieving, because they don't really know right now, So to expand the breakaway industry is obviously our goal as a whole, but just to add in something like this was so important. And when it first was brought to our attention that we should do this, I was baffled. I'm like, why would we not do this? Like, these girls are worthy of knowing their accuracy and being the competitor that they are. So I'm really excited to be precise and chime in on this part.
Yeah,
The
we're
other-
excited to see how it goes.
Mhm.
the other
So
cool
you're
part
using
about
that in the 6 and the 5.
no, we'll use it in everything.
Oh, and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do the girls have to purchase something to do it, or?
So this year we are providing all of the materials needed to use the timing device, and then in the future we're hoping to be able to retail it, or we needed.
Well,
if I'm wrong.
so no, the producer or we at this finale, so there'll be about 20 of these boxes, right? And so if you're up in the next 15 runs or so, there'll be a table there that you can go grab your box, and then we're going to provide them with a strap that goes around their saddle so they can keep that strap on there, and we'll
So it
provide
goes
them.
under the cannel, like it attaches to your cannel.
Correct.
Okay.
And you
Or to
keep that
to
strap
your swells, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And you keep that strap on there all the time to where it's not, you're not trying to reach under there and get it through every time you rope. You keep your strap on there. When you're up in the next 15, you loosen it up, slide the console under and tighten it down. And you can get it really tight and it stays secure. And then we'll provide you with a flag as well that has the magnet in it. So when they show up, we'll give them a strap and a flag They can use that all weekend. And then if you're up in the next 15, you grab that box, you're able to use it when you run. And then when you get down at the back end, you'll hand it off and wait until you rope again. So you don't have to purchase anything. You just show up and grab it. The other cool part that is exciting about it, as it evolves and is used in, rodeos or across the country, the accuracy of it, I mean, the human error is about 0.3 seconds delayed all the time, right? Because by the time the flagger drops it and then the timer pushes it, like, it's consistently 0.3 seconds slower. So breakaway so fast already. I mean, we've seen what, 1.5. We might see a 1.2. It's going to make it a little bit quicker because it is exactly accurate. So I think that's an exciting part of it.
Absolutely.
Wow. So the Cinch Breakaway finale, Oklahoma City, April 10th through the 12th. Golly, lots of cool things to talk about. And we're so excited that it's a fast track qualifier for our ladies to get their spot at the Premier Women's Rodeo Championship. Sammy Joe, what do you got? What do you think? I am just like stunned
Cheryl
right now.
stayed with us, so I'm gonna bring her back in.
Oh, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank
Awesome.
you sorry, Cheryl, did you want to say something? Oh, you're on mute. We gotta unmute you. Here we go.
Oh, hold on, Cheryl. You're on mute. We do it all the time.
I don't know how we can.
It's at the bottom of your screen, Cheryl.
Oh no.
Well, until we figure out how to get Cheryl unmuted, Kaysen, Hattie, we really appreciate you guys being on with us, and
Thank you for having us.
exciting time.
Yeah, lots of good things. And so everybody, if you have a chance to go to Oklahoma City, April 10th through the 12th, today's the last day to get pre-entered.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
right.
But you can walk up.
Absolutely. Yes. And then we will be hosting you all weekend. We're excited. So
Yeah.
we've got everything set up for you guys. It's the OG Coliseum. It's an exceptional place to set the stage for next year of complete opportunities. So we're just excited to continue to evolve.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having us on, and just to see your guys' passion and what you guys are doing, it's inspiring, and really excited to be able to work with you guys. But just see what you guys are doing, it's really exciting time.
Yes, fantastic. Cheryl, are you back?
I'm finally back.
Yay!
I'm finally back. And all I was saying when I came on, it was like, wow, it was so exciting to hear about this new technology. You guys are rocking it. That is so amazing.
Thank you.
And it's I think it's going to be really exciting for you to be an OG&E. I actually had the challenge and fun of putting on the first, horse event there. Literally, we moved in the horses at 12 o'clock, and the fire marshal, if you'll remember, there was a big electrical storm that knocked out one of the transformers before they opened. And the fire marshal okayed us to be in there 2 hours after our horses started moving in.
Oh my goodness.
So it was a little scary, but I'm telling you, the facility is so amazing, and it's so beautiful, and it's just really fun, and you feel very special. I think our exhibitors really felt very special being there. So I know you're going to rock it. That'll be great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
David
working
was
out the kinks for us. Sorry for that.
Yes.
God.
Yeah, David was telling us a little bit of that story, so that's so cool. And he said it was a great event, but that's really exciting. Thank you for that.
Yeah, well, good luck. I'm not that far from Oklahoma City, so I may show up just to see all these new things going on.
Please
awesome.
do.
Yes.
We would love that. That's awesome. And we're excited for everything that's going on with the breakaway industry with you guys. So we're just going to keep on moving forward. There's a lot to give these girls.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sammy Joe, we have a couple qualifier series and fast tracks left. Why don't we hit those really quick? And then we'll go with the tip of the week.
Yes. So one more fast track qualifier remains, and that is our Bill Pickett event, April 11th, Memphis, Tennessee. And then our fast track qualifiers, make sure the Barrel Bash happening this weekend with Renee Bowling. We want all of you going to that event in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Make sure you get nominated. Then next weekend, we just talked about it, the Cinch Breakaway finale. And the last one will be after the segment closes. The USTRC finals will be a fast track qualifier. Fort Worth, it will be a breakaway and team roping. And then we have our last chance qualifier, which is now the Run for a Million qualifier for the $50,000 added breakaway. That is a mouthful, but it's very exciting. So, for the barrel racers, Wednesday in Decatur, Texas, May 6th. Make sure you get pre-entered in Saddlebook for the 4K May payday. It's open to anyone. Anyone can enter, men, women, y'all go enter. And then if you want a chance for the last chance qualifier, make sure there will be $250 last chance fee in Next Gen to purchase to be a part of the last chance. And then May 10th, Hamilton, Texas. That is where our last chance breakaway and team roping will be, and the Run for a Million qualifier. So if you got questions, reach out to us, but still a ton of great events happening. Lindsay, I will say, in terms of FAQs, we're getting a lot of questions of what to expect for our 2027 season. And that kicks off April 13th already. So stay tuned. We are going to get you answers on qualifier series events, double points, starting to purchase your 2027 PWR ID cards. So stay tuned for those details. And then tip of the week, Lindsay, I'm going to kick it back to you.
Tip of the week, thanks to our friends at Valley Vet. It is springtime. You need to get your wormers. You need to get all of your vaccines that you can get through Valley Vet. And if all of our PWR card holders get a discount. So if you haven't received it yet, comment Valley Vet and we will private message you your discount code from our friends at Valley Vet. So make sure that you comment Valley Vet and we will get you that discount code. But what a wonderful Women's Wednesday. I can't think of a better way to kick off April the 1st than having our guests on today. And just thank you both so much, or three of you so much, for coming and hanging out with us this morning, having a cup of coffee and just talking all things women and the Run for a Million and the Cinch Breakaway. Just like Sammy Joe said, all ships rise on a high tide. So thank you guys so much for having us. And we will see you all next week on Premier Women's Rodeo Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.